For us simple folks, people who belong to rural background, our inherent cognitive spheres, you see, we have no written language. As people without written history, you see, all our senses are geared on the cognitive. So for cognitive people, I just want to also allow all of us to hear that it's not just our cognitive distinct, but we are in total harmony with our ecosystem, with our nature, you see. So I would just like to quickly end with a story. When the Britishers came to Nagaland, you see, they put up their deputy commissioner in the form of, I forgot the person who was killed in Khonoma. He was one of the first deputy commissioners to be killed. And when the British Empire, which is like where the sun never sets, they were totally alarmed to the point of being greatly offended that a small tiny people like the Nagas will have challenged their authority because nobody dares the empire in the form of challenging their deputy commissioner who represents the empire. So when that poor chap was killed right at the front gate of Khonoma in the morning of October 1879, what they did was they brought in a very invested military campaign to what we call teach for once and for all these Khonoma people and the people who were behind this. The Khonoma people, of course, along with people from as far as Kekhrielhoulie area and the neighboring people who all collaborated. You see, it was only a one evening, one night affair. They all ran away after the British, after so many months of preparation, lay siege on Khonoma Fort. I'm sure you must have visited. I'm sure you are all more familiar than me. They ran up to the mountain, what is called Chaka Fort. The British led what is called the guerrilla warfare against this band of renegades in their eyes, needs to be punished. But they could not attack them. They could neither penetrate. So we have what we call this guerrilla campaign, which was going on for months and months. The British were totally disappointed. For the first time in Naga Hills, what do we call duck runners were given armed escorts. You say it started from Naga Hills, which was later on followed all over where British colonial systems were. You see, so that was the kind of threat British were up to. So it's a very, interesting story. What is interesting here is the British know exactly that whatever great or mighty a warrior is, he or she is a warrior and a homemaker first. It is not like that. You see, you have to be not just you have to be a farmer first before you are a warrior. So they know that food security lies at the heart of every Naga family. So they were waiting for these Naga warriors because the sowing time has come. So they were calculating that when April time comes, for sure, where will this poor bunch of people? So winter passed away, spring came, so the time for sowing came. So naturally these great warriors had to come tumbling down and surrender because food security is much more important than battling against the British Empire. The story here is, as cognitive people, we are very warm, we are very, and of course, how we communicate, it's all interwoven. So I used to tell jokingly to people, if you look at how we communicate, if you are eating, people will ask you, are you eating? If they see you standing, they will ask you, are you standing, in their own language. No badama, no shatadama, no judejama, no matlama. Like simple, stupid conversations in the eye or in the ears of others, you see. But this is what essentially brings or binds together, you see. Our language structures are, or our vocabulary extensions are not as expansive as all languages like Sanskrit or Tamil, but you see the kind of language communion we have with each other, the process of identifying each other, you see, in the indigenous system, you see, the individual is not counted, you see. So the number one, which is what today as modern society, because now we are not just putting a piece where all sizes fit, you see. We are here talking about individuality. So it is also a lot of stress for a young society like Nagas because suddenly from our old educational system, we are now being asked to be informed about the different forms of literacy. It's not just about the 3 R's, but it's also about emotional literacy, social literacy, which needs to be incorporated into our child. So